Cooper Kupp has been informed by the Los Angeles Rams that he is going to be released. Now, the Rams have tried in the last couple of weeks to find a team to trade him to, and it was always going to be difficult to do just because of the contract. And now the Rams, they're going to be taking on the $20 million that he's due on his contract. They're going to save $7.52 million in cap space, but it was never going to be tenable once the Rams brought back Matthew Stafford. And clearly there was a conversation, for what I was told with Matthew Stafford and the negotiations behind that, was that part of it was, we're going to surround you with the best talent possible to pursue another Super Bowl trophy. And what they end up doing, well, you brought in Devontae Adams, a $44 million deal with $26 million guaranteed last Sunday. So that was the nail in the coffin for Cooper Kupp and the Los Angeles Rams. And I think what's left now for Cooper Kupp is, where do you want to go now? Because you're going to get money, you're going to get paid, but you can pick which team you want to go to. And for any team that's looking to sign Cooper Kupp, that is hoping to get the 2021 Super Bowl MVP, the Super Kupp that put together a Triple Crown season, we had 145 catches, 1,947 yards, led the league with 114.5 yards per game, won a lot of people fantasy leagues that season. It's been a different Cooper Kupp since. He played 17 games that season. Then the following year, played 9 games. After that, 12 games, and then 12 games. Has not played a full season in 3 years. Since that legendary season for Cooper Kupp, he's missed so much time. And that has been the biggest issue for him. He's missed time. He doesn't get the same level of separation. And that's going to be the big issue for him. Since that 1 year, he's missed 18 games in the last 3 years. So that's been the big issue for Cooper Kupp. He's missed 18 of 51 games. So the availability hasn't been there. But I will say, for someone that's going to be extremely motivated to go out there and help a team, we'll see who he decides to sign with, because by releasing him ahead of June 1st, the Rams did save $7.5 million. They take on $22.3 million in dead money. He's going to get money. So if I'm Cooper Kupp, I'm going to the best situation that gives you that chance to go on that redemption tour, to get that level of revenge. Now, who are some of those teams that I think could be interested in Cooper Kupp? We'll see if the Kansas City Chiefs are interested, because there were some talks that Kansas City was very close to trading for him last trade deadline, and he was being dangled as a trade chip. It was before the Chiefs were able to get that move and to get Hopkins, and they were very, very high on the possibility of doing that. And the thing with the Chiefs is, he wouldn't be doing the same things he's doing in Sean McVay's system with the run blocking, with being extra physical. So that, to me, I mean, they're going to get Rashee Rice back at some point, and there are some other potential fits for him there. But I mean, he's a guy that it just depends on what version are you getting. I mean, in New England, I think would be a great fit. Not because New England is going to compete for a Super Bowl, because they have the most cap space in the league, because you have a Drake May who's a rookie quarterback, you give him some support. Pittsburgh was a team that was rumored to be interested in Cooper Kupp. Chicago adding weapons, having a really nice offseason. I don't know what their cap situation was like, but they are adding a ton of weapons this offseason. So there are some teams out there that are going to be interested just because of the price tag. Are you going to get an elite Cooper Kupp? I don't think so, but could you still get a productive one that can help teams? Certainly. I think Seattle makes a lot of sense. Tyler Lockett's gone. DK Metcalf is gone. You got Jackson Smith and Jigba stepping into that number one spot. I could see them being interested, and maybe he wants to stay in the division, stay on the West Coast. The Raiders are a team that could be interested in him. And then how about the Dallas Cowboys? The Cowboys, they need reinforcements. They need help around CeeDee Lamb. Brandon Cooks, he's on the open market. So Cooper Kupp on the Cowboys with Dak Prescott, you got some intermediate throws there, crossing routes, underneath stuff that he can definitely excel at. So you're going to hear from Cooper Kupp, but It's going to be interesting. Now, the other thing, too, man, if you're the Rams, just think about this. Last 2 off seasons. Last one, Aaron Donald, he surprisingly shocked the world by having an announcement that no one saw coming. He retires. And then this offseason, Cooper Kupp gets cut. So the NFL, it comes at you fast. This sport is a business. If you're a fan of this team, if you're a big Rams fan, it's got to hurt. It's got to hurt, but you knew it was coming. But J-Rob, is there a team out there that you think makes sense for Cooper Kupp and you like him signing with?
I love that you said New England. That was a team that was on my short list. Ironically enough, I think he should stay in Los Angeles and join the Chargers.
You've been pushing for the Chargers. You're like the Chargers, like receiver PR guy.
I might be. I might be. I just feel like Justin Herbert has so much talent, and I feel like consistent pass catching would just be so beneficial to that team. And I would really just love to see Cooper Kupp get that resurgence level year. I would also consider maybe a team that's going to have a young quarterback. I mean, I love that you mentioned the New England Patriots, but also listen, maybe a Carolina Panthers. You know what I'm saying? I think Bryce Young showed a lot towards that back end of last year, and for a young quarterback, young team, he would be great. I think Cooper Kupp makes any young football team a lot better because of his veteran leadership, playoff success, things of that nature. But also, too, I think it puts him in a good situation to be targeted a lot, utilized. And if he's trying to still show, that he's able to play at a high level, I think playing on a team with like maybe lesser expectations could be beneficial for him. And if you're looking for a contender, staying in the AFC East, I mean, I would also consider the New York Jets or the Miami Dolphins, both teams who could look to pair their star receivers with other guys. I like Jalen Waddle in Miami. However, I do think they need a legitimate wide receiver 3 because I think the X and Y for them in Hill and Waddle, their style of play is very similar. I think you get more contrast when you add a Cooper Kupp. And I also think Cooper Kupp is real good balance for a guy like Justin Fields and Garrett Wilson because you have a real explosive X, but then you got a safety blanket in Cooper Kupp who's going to help you kind of just move the sticks, get you first downs, be a great third down receiver.
Yeah, for sure. And I think with Cooper Kupp, it's just 100% can you get close from a physicality standpoint to being where you can do the things you did, not when you were a Triple Crown winner, but just even before then, after then, where you were an above average receiver. And there's always room for a guy that can block, that can do all the things. And it's just kind of sad. I mean, this is a third round pick that goes from a third round pick out of Eastern Washington to become the Super Bowl MVP, to gain the game-winning catch in the Super Bowl, in Super Bowl 56, and that win over the Bengals. And then there's the for the love of the game route against the Buccaneers. I mean, the Rams don't even get to that Super Bowl if it wasn't for Cooper Kupp. But just a great career with the Rams. I mean, 634 catches, 7,776 yards, 57 touchdowns. The NFL Offensive Player of the Year in 2021. Most yards by a wide receiver in a season, 1,655. Most catches by a receiver in a single postseason with 33. I mean, he almost mortgaged his future. That was like 2 seasons in one for Cooper Kupp. And yeah, is he a Hall of Famer? No. Will the Rams retire his number? Maybe. I think he means that much to the franchise, but be very interesting to see which team that he signs with.